Yo, yo, what's good, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good Sunday, Thursday. Look at me. But we don't have college football this week. So we only got the Navy game versus Army. I'm going with Navy. So we're going to go ahead and get that out of the way. And I don't even think, well, first bowl game is next week. Oh, no. It's Friday, the 13th. Yeah. So we got South Carolina State versus Prairie View. I'm going to roll with South Carolina State. I don't really know too much about what Prairie View got going on this year. And honestly, I need to go look at the SWAT championship game. But, one thing I will say is that the MEAC always usually has a better defense. And the SWAT always usually has a better offense. And, defense wins championships. Now, let me go look at these stats of these brothers at Prairie View. Okay. Dang. I mean, they throw it to one person. He down there somewhere. I ain't even mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Oh. Yeah, it looks like they got a really good offense per usual. Per usual. That's like I said, that SWAT, the SWAT teams usually always got them a nasty offense. But like I said, the MEAC usually has defense. And their defense look like they on it. Let me see something. What the score is looking like. Yeah, South Carolina State for the majority of these games, a lot of these games, like it's like they will get in a shootout if they need to, but if they need to play some defense, it's like they play some defense now. So I feel like that's gonna be some really good ball. And like I said, Prairie View, they're gonna always have the offense. I hope it's a really close game. That's all I care about, to be honest. In all honesty, I just hope it's a close game. Boise State versus Washington. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Washington. I'm gonna go with Washington. I like their quarterback. I like their quarterback. Troy versus Jacksonville State, the two losers of their championship games. I'm gonna go with Troy. Troy got a team. If Troy could have kept it a little bit closer than what they did, they probably would have won that game. Then we got Old Dominion versus South Florida. I'm rolling with South Florida. I think their quarterback gonna go crazy that game. Delaware versus Louisiana Monroe or Louisiana the Raging Canes. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Them. Um I'm gonna go Delaware. I think Delaware had a pretty good team. Like at least they got a quarterback. I have heard things about their quarterback. Their quarterback nice. Crazy part. Missouri State came in this year, first year being in FBS and went out there and won football games. Finished the season 7-5, 5-3 in conference. Like they showed they can play. They showed they can play. That's what's up. And kept it close with Kennesaw State, the people who won their championship. Kennesaw State versus Western Michigan. I'm going Kennesaw State. Memphis versus NC State. I'm gonna go NC State for my NC State people. And college football playoffs will start on that Friday as well. We got Alabama versus Oklahoma. I'm gonna leave the Saturday games for next week. Let me see if don't look at my hair. Let me see if They have some of the FBS bowls. FBS, but little guys, not little guys. FCS. I'm tweaking. All right. FCS, we got okay. They haven't set up their playoffs yet. Yeah, they haven't set up their playoffs yet. Or am I looking at the right thing? I'm about to say they should. All right. We got F Austin versus Montana State. I'm going Montana State. We got Villanova versus Tarleton State. I'm gonna go with Tarleton because they seem like they're. I mean, 12-1. They the better team. I'm gonna roll with the better team on this one. But I heard Villanova got a nice team this year, so we'll see. Did they play a game last week? These the quarters. These the quarters. So yeah, dang, I missed this. They had their second round last week. I should have been watching last week. Yeah, because I did see that. I wouldn't have thought that Illinois State would have beaten North Dakota State. And then Missouri I mean, not Missouri, Mercer got absolutely blitzed. I was like, brother, come on, man. Come on. But South Dakota State versus Montana, I'm rolling with Montana. Montana always got a nice team. And then Illinois State versus UC Davis, I'm going Illinois State. Like I said, you know, I think they might be the favorite to win it at this point because that's the team. North Dakota State, that's the team right there. And went out there, yeah, because they was 12-1. So you took them out, I'm gonna roll with you. Especially in these next couple games where they could be a little bit, you know, favored for some of these. I'm gonna roll with them. So that's Montana State, Tarleton State, Montana, and Illinois State. So they got Montana and Montana State. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be some good ball right there for sure. All right, on to the NFL, man. This is where things is gonna get real interesting. We got the Falcons versus the Buccaneers. I'm going with the Buccaneers. Shoot, that's today's game. Anyways, Raiders versus the Eagles. I'm going with the Eagles. Who would pick the Raiders? The Raiders are feeling themselves right now because they know they should have picked Shador. Bills versus the Patriots. Man, that's gonna be a really good game. That's gonna really show you if Josh Allen is really that guy or if he's not. So we really gonna see what's really going on with him. I think it's gonna be entertaining. We it's gonna be entertaining. I'm gonna roll with I'm gonna roll the Bills. I just think the Bills gonna turn it on at some point, especially with them seeing the Chiefs on the downfall and the Ravens. They can't pass this opportunity up. Ravens versus the Bengals. I'm gonna roll with the Ravens, even though I just said I think they're on the downfall. I think they could still possibly maybe make the playoffs. So we'll see. Jets versus the Jaguars. I'm going with the Jaguars for sure. That's easy, easy money. Versus the Chiefs, I'm going with the Chargers strictly because the Chiefs are injured, like through the wazoo. Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelsey, they can't get it together. So I think they kind of in the same kind of boat. They're not really in charge of their destiny no more. They got to really kind of wait and see what the playing field going to look like, especially with these last couple games. Texans versus the Cardinals. I'm rolling with the Texans. Bears versus the Browns. I'm gonna go with the Bears, but I hope that boy Shador go out there and ball. But it don't matter because Stefanski gonna take him out at the end of the game, and he need to be fired. Like I said, y'all, y'all can say and feel however you want to feel and say whatever you want to say. But that man is blatantly sabotaging that man Shador, and I'm quite sick and tired of seeing that stuff, man. Like you get on here and you just basically just out here blatantly ruining this kid's career for no reason. He did nothing to you, just because you ain't want to pick him. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, everybody in the league know he should have went first round. Everybody. And you take him out the game for a 2-point conversion that don't even make no sense, bro. Don't make sense at all. I don't stay at home. Jaden Daniels, sit your butt down for the rest of the season. You don't need to touch the field again. Y'all are garbage. Y'all aren't winning anything. Get a draft pick, brother. Your offensive line needs help. You need a running back. And you need a wide receiver. And y'all need a defense. So honestly and truly, I need defense first and then all of that. But still, sit your butt down. Stop getting hurt and go to the weight room. Lamar was skinny like that too. What did Lamar do? He put on some weight. Go put some weight on. Colts versus Seattle. I'm going with Seattle, especially with no. Yeah, Seattle finna slow. They finna be a medium, tier team now too without Daniel. So, and I want to know what they backup gonna do. This is gonna be real interesting, especially with next year. Is Anthony Richards still on the team? I don't think he is. Let me see. Yeah, I guess they playing Raleigh. They playing Raleigh. That's that's diabolical. Oh, and Anthony Richards was put on IR. What a situation going on out there, man. Did he actually play this year? Cause my phone acting stupid. Trying not to let me see the quarterbacks and stuff. So did he get hurt this game? No. All right. And then they put Riley in the game and his butt went up there and stinked up the bed. Yep. Dang. Sad stuff. Sad stuff. I wonder what they gonna do. Cause that's two quarterbacks gone, even though you already had one out the door. But yeah, I got the Seahawks. Packers versus the Broncos. I'm going with the Broncos. Tennessee versus 49ers. I'm going to go with the 49ers. It's crazy how they 9-4. With half their roster dang near not even playing. 9-4. Panthers versus the Saints. I'm going with the Panthers. Lions versus the Rams. I'm going with the Rams. Best team in the league right now. Vikings versus the Cowboys. I'm going with the Cowboys. And then Steelers versus the Dolphins. I'm going with the Steelers. I think it's crazy that the Steelers can't really put everything together. You went and put all that money in defense, you know, and I understand like getting rid of George Pickens for DK is kind of like even playing field. DK would have been much better on the Seahawks right now, but he wanted to leave, you know. it's crazy how both of their paths, like set paths for both teams and both respective wide receivers now, because JSN out there putting on. But it's crazy to see what didn't transpire this year between a lot of these teams, you know. But yeah, man, those are my picks for this week. Short week because we getting into bowl week and college football getting into their playoffs and stuff like that. We're gonna dive into that deep at that time. But y'all be on the lookout, man. We finna start NBA. And then, you know, we got some new animes and stuff like that coming out soon. So I can't wait to talk about that with y'all too, man. But without further ado, y'all be easy. And let me know what you like, man. Let me know what y'all want to see. Number G takes. Peace.